Greetings and welcome back to Room 303 AP English, the Roberts Lectures. We are in the poetry section. And now we're with Carolyn Kizer's Night Sounds of 1984. She will say, imitated from the Chinese, and right away we'll think about Ezra Pound and some of the great stuff that he did that we've spoken of already at LearnStrong.net, especially in regards to his translation abilities. Carolyn Kizer, born in 1925, died in 2014. She was an important feminist poet and won the Pulitzer Prize in 1985. Just a year before this, before that date, this poem, Night Sounds, was published. Let's just enjoy this poem and then come back to work at level 2 and 3. The moonlight on my bed keeps me awake, living alone now, aware of the voices of evening, a child weeping at nightmares, the faint love cries of a woman, everything tinged by terror or nostalgia. No heavy and passive back to nudge with one foot while coaxing, wake up and hold me. When the moon's creamy beauty is transformed into a map of impersonal desolation. But restless in this mock dawn of moonlight that so chills the spirit, I alter our history. You were never able to lie quite peaceably at my side, not the night through, always withholding something. Awake before morning, restless and uneasy, trying not to disturb me, you would leave my bed while I lay there rigidly fainting sleep. Still, the night was nearly over, the light not as cold as a full cup of moonlight. And there were the lonely times when, to the sky's cold no, you cried to me, yes, impaled me with affirmation. Now when I call out in fear, not in love, there is no answer. Nothing speaks in the dark but the distant voices. A child with the moon in his face. A dog's hollow cadence. The beauty of this poem, I think, is in large measure constructed through the simple dualities that will be a part of how to appreciate some kind of a relationship that has come and obviously gone. Notice that it begins with the moonlight and it ends with the moonlight, and obviously this imitation from the Chinese is what Kizer is looking for. That notion that nature, the world of nature, and our experiences are somehow subsumed within each other in powerful ways. Notice we come from the past to the present as another duality. Now, living alone now in the first stanza, right? And then what it is that she hears, a child, a woman making love, but everything for her now is tinged by terror or nostalgia, and it seems like those are the two primary emotions now that she's no longer with, the heavy, impressive back, which is coaxing, she has to coax with a foot to wake up and hold me, or later will engage in acts of love with her, right? A map of impersonal desolation. Notice the moon being mentioned in every one of these stanzas, right? Did you see it? Notice she says that in the early morning when she does awaken now, she works to alter the history. And then she says it at line 11, you were never able to lie quite peaceably at my side. There's obviously tension here, right? Not the night through, always withholding something. She speaks about what he was like, that is to say, trying not to disturb. He would leave the bed and she would lay there, notice the word, the adverb, rigidly feigning sleep. Still is an important word with that dash to remind us of Emily Dickinson's work at 3A, the amazing simile, right? The night was nearly over, the light not as cold as a full cup of moonlight. Again, our repetition of referencing moon. And then she says, there were lovely times when no of the skies became yes, and then that powerful verb impaled me with affirmation. Obviously, dual language going on here, lovemaking as well as some kind of affirmation. We think of James Joyce's Ulysses, the great novel, and the Molly section and the use of the word yes. Then we're back again with now. When I call out in fear, not in love, there is no answer. Now, what is it that leads to his being gone? Well, it could be obviously a death. It could be that he left her or she left him. One is not completely clear, but we know the night sounds. That is to say, the referencing always to the moon and the night. At 2a, what's our major messages here? Well, obviously one is that loss is hard and to suffer alone even more difficult. At 2b, notice, as we said, the tension that's created, the powerful verbs, and of course the beautiful simile, as we pointed out. At 3a, what is your favorite text about loss, right? Or how to get on without a lover? I'll just throw out, because it's such an important text in our studies in 303, John Keats's "When I have fears that I may cease to be before my pen has gleaned my teeming brain, and when I feel, fair creature of an hour, that I shall never look upon thee more, never have relish in the fairy power of unreflecting love," right? He says it that way. Finally, at 3b, what is a time in your life when you had to live or struggle through and with a loss, especially the loss of a pal, and what did that do for you, and the ways that you had to qualify that relationship after the fact? Well, there you go, Carolyn Kizer. I hope this study will lead you to more of her amazing poetry. Thank you.